All right, welcome to another edition of the Xtra Ordinary Sports Show. I'm your host, Alex Monaco. I'm here with a very special guest, the one and only Mr. James Goldstein at the Sheets Goldstein residence. Mr. Goldstein, thanks so much for having us, sir.
Thank you, Alex.
So long before you were nicknamed the #1 NBA superfan, you loved basketball. I want to take it back to your roots in Milwaukee. When you first touched a basketball, was it love at first sight?
I started shooting the basketball when I was about 5 years old. I had a basket in my driveway, and I loved it. I played every night, even in the middle of winter. Used to hose down the ice on my driveway so I could practice my shooting, and it's been the passion of my life.
Were there any players you would model? Did you create your own style? Were you a guard, point guard? What was your cup of tea on the court?
Well, I was a guard. My specialty was shooting from outside. Okay. We didn't have three-point shots in those days, but if we had, I would have been a much better player.
You would have been draining them from out deep.
I did start watching the NBA when I was 10 years old, and when I was 15 years old, I had a great experience of working for the Milwaukee Hawks announcer and keeping the stats during the games, sitting at the press table right next to the court. And from that time on, the NBA was my life.
Well, I actually have an exciting gift for you here. Way back from the Milwaukee Hawks days, this is Xtra Ordinary wrapped. And if you want to open that, I would love to see if this gift happens to jog your memory a little bit. Oh, he's taking it under. I like it. Remember that guy, Mr. Bob Pettit?
Well, Bob Pettit was my idol when I was a kid. I had his picture on my wall in my bedroom. I recently ran into him during All-Star Weekend last year and introduced myself, told him I was keeping stats when he was a rookie, and he just shook his head and said, that was a long time ago.
That's incredible. Well, I'm very happy I could get this for you. Little Bob Pettit. Back when the short shorts were more than acceptable. So you used to go to games when there were just maybe 2,000 people in the stands. So as you've been pretty much with the NBA's growth every step of the way, what's been your biggest takeaway from the transformation and the game continuing to grow and evolve?
Well, when I first started following the NBA, it got less publicity in the newspapers than the high school games that were going on. There was very little television, and nobody paid any attention to the NBA. I was writing about the NBA in my high school literature classes. I was talking about the NBA in my high school and college speech classes. For me, the NBA was it. And it's been very exciting for me to see that the rest of the world has caught on to the NBA and is now appreciating the NBA the way I did way back when.